All right, today we're breaking down one of the biggest, most dramatic shifts we've seen in AI development. What if I told you that the single biggest barrier to building at scale, I'm talking about cost, just got completely obliterated overnight? Because that's basically what happened. Last night, OpenAI dropped 2 new models that are forcing literally everyone to rethink their entire AI strategy. And the developer community, well, they immediately gave it a name that really sticks: a pricing massacre. So the huge question for us to answer right now is this: is this a genuine fundamental breakthrough in how we build AI systems, or did OpenAI just put their old tech on sale? Let's dig in. First, we have to talk about the numbers, because this is where the story just gets absolutely wild. Just take a look at this breakdown. These prices are for every million tokens you process, and you can think of tokens as just pieces of words. So the flagship GPT-5.4 model, that's $2.50 for input tokens and a pretty hefty $15 for the output it generates. Now look at GPT-5.4 Mini, it just slashes that cost by 70%, down to 75 cents for input and $4.50 for output. And then, oh boy, then there's Nano, which is a staggering 12 times cheaper than the flagship model. Just let that number sink in for a second. 12 times cheaper. So what does this mean in the real world? It means that for the exact same budget you had yesterday, you can run 10 to 12 times the amount of AI workloads today. For anyone out there running millions of API calls, this isn't just a little update, it's a complete revolution in your cost structure. Okay, so it's cheap. I get it. But every single developer watching this right now is asking this same question: what's the catch? So let's look at the performance reality. Does cheaper mean worse? I mean, in the world of AI models, the answer has pretty much always been yes. You paid less, you got a dumber model. That was the trade-off. But what's so fascinating about this launch is how OpenAI is just breaking that pattern. Now look at this. On SWE-Bench Pro, which is a really tough test of an AI's ability to solve real-world coding problems, the flagship model scores a 57.7%. Mini is right on its heels at 53.4%. That gap is tiny. Think about it. For a 70% price cut, you're only giving up about 4% in coding performance. For most applications, that trade-off is an absolute no-brainer. And this is where it gets truly mind-blowing. On the OSWorld benchmark, which tests an AI's ability to actually use a computer like a person, clicking, typing, navigating, Mini scores a 72.1%, and the human baseline, 72.4%. Let that sink in. This budget model is performing at near human levels. This isn't just about generating text anymore. This is about AI agents that can actually operate our software. This incredible price-to-performance ratio isn't just about making better small models. It enables a completely new way of building applications. This is what we're calling the subagent revolution. So what are subagents? Well, it's a system where you use a large, intelligent planner model, like the flagship GPT-5.4, to break down a complex problem. But instead of solving all the pieces itself, it delegates the smaller tasks to a whole swarm of these new, fast and cheap worker models like Mini and Nano. Think of it like a project manager and a team of interns. The main AI is the AI boss. It strategizes and creates a plan, then it hands off all the grunt work, like searching files, extracting data, or running tests, to dozens of AI interns, the Mini models, who can do it all at once, very quickly and very cheaply. And finally, the AI boss just collects their work and assembles the final result. This is a fundamental paradigm shift. The old way involved using one expensive, monolithic model to do everything, one after another. The new way is all about designing a collaborative AI team. And the result? Systems that are not only cheaper, but also faster and far more scalable. So the critical point is, how do you actually apply this? What's the new playbook for you, the developer? Let's start with Nano, the cheapest model. This is your high-volume worker. You want to use it for tasks like classification, extracting structured data from text, and routing requests in those high-throughput pipelines where cost and speed are everything. Next up is Mini. This is your skilled engineer. It's perfect for those really latency-sensitive tasks like real-time coding assistance, complex automation, and any kind of agentic workflow where you need that perfect balance of speed, cost, and intelligence. And finally, the flagship model. This is now your architect. You should be reserving its power for only the most critical tasks: deep, multi-step reasoning, complex problem solving, and any high-stakes decisions where you absolutely cannot compromise on quality. Okay, so let's zoom out. What does this launch signal for the entire AI industry? This is what true AI democratization actually looks like. Before, building sophisticated multi-agent systems was a privilege that was really reserved for companies with massive budgets. Now, these advanced architectures are accessible to small teams, startups, and even indie developers. The playing field has been leveled. And this quote from a developer on Twitter just perfectly captures the insane pace of this field. The most powerful AI on Earth 6 months ago is now a budget model. This redefines the good enough threshold forever. What was once state-of-the-art is now the affordable default. Which brings us to our final question for you. After seeing this, are you going to keep building applications with a single, monolithic AI model? Or are you ready to start thinking like an architect and design AI systems the way we design real engineering systems, with specialized components all working together? The choice is now yours.